Hello and welcome to my easy to understand guide to intertextuality. Intertextuality in media studies is mentioned in both the GCSE and A-level specifications across the board, so you're going to need to know what it is and potentially want to be able to recognise examples of it in media products too. The prefix inter basically means between. So intertextuality is when media producers make references between products, references to other products that create these links between products. So it might sound very confusing, but I'm going to explain. It could be a really literal reference. So in a TV programme, if your character says, "Gosh, I really like the film Jaws," that is a very literal intertextual reference. The character is making a link between that TV show and another film. So it could be mentioning the name of another product. It doesn't have to be literal, it could be much more subtle. So it might be something that only an audience or fans of that particular product they're referencing might recognise if they're on the ball and thinking about it. So for example, you might have a costume that seems familiar to an audience, so they might go, "Oh, I think that costume is exactly what that other character was wearing from that other film." Or they might have like a particular bit of dialogue or a location where you kind of get a reference and you think, "Oh, I get it. They're kind of they're like mocking or they're parodying or they're recreating a particular scene from a TV show that I really enjoyed 10 years ago." So if you have a look at something like Ariana Grande's "Thank You Next," there are lots of references that are subtle and not so subtle, but some audiences will get them and some audiences won't. So whilst she never actually says "Mean Girls" in her lyrics, clearly there are references between her music video and Mean Girls, the film, that fans of Mean Girls would recognise. Not just Mean Girls, there's references to things like Legally Blonde, 13 Going on 30. I mean, there's loads of films that audiences and fans of those kind of comedies would recognise. And so sometimes it's the costumes that make us think. It could be the props. So the lady holding this kind of like model toy house, that's what makes us think of 13 Going on 30. The costumes of Pink and the little kind of dog, and also a particular actress that they use in the music video, that is what makes us know she's referring to Legally Blonde. So it's references that make you think of as another product deliberately. It's something the producers have put in there on purpose normally. It could be really subtle. In Taylor Swift's Bad Blood video, there are some scenes of women training, and Taylor Swift has her hair in a plait, and some audiences think this is an intertextual reference to the Hunger Games. Now, it's definitely less obvious than Ariana Grande's "Thank You Next," but some audiences have picked up on it. So it's anything that makes you think of another product, and you have to understand why they might do that. It could be that the product they're referencing has got the same target audience as the product it's being referenced in. So Ariana Grande's "Thank You Next" obviously has a teenage girl target audience, and so referencing a teen film aimed at female audiences is a good idea. It could be that it makes the audience feel clever. Often, if we recognise an intertextual reference, we feel quite smug with ourselves because we've got it and we understand it, even if other people don't. And sometimes it can communicate a theme or a message. So in Taylor Swift's Bad Blood, a lot of the intertextual references within that music video, and there are a lot, are references to other films or programmes that have strong female characters. And because the video and its narrative and the lyrics are all about empowerment and strong women, it kind of ties in. It makes the message clearer to audiences. So intertextual references, anytime you reference another product in your product, and it's there deliberately for a reason.